Hey guys, Mrs. Glanville here. So this week we are going to be working on solving word problems and using something called variables in math. A variable is a letter that we put in for something that we just don't know, okay? So we're going to start out with our vocabulary. Here we go. So our first vocabulary word is an expression. An expression is a group of numbers, symbols, and letters that show a quantity. This is an example of an expression. If you notice, there's no equal sign. An expression is normally just the problem, but it's not solved yet. Next, we have an equation. An equation is a math sentence with an answer. So equation kind of sounds like equal. It's always going to have an equal sign, okay? This is an example of an equation. And then we have the unknown. Guess what? The unknown is what we don't know. It's the value you need to find to solve a problem. And this is what we're going to be focusing on today, is the unknown and what we do with that. Okay? All right. So, first of all, let's look at this. What is the missing number in this puzzle? I'll give you a second to think about it. If you said 6, you are correct. The missing number in this puzzle is 6. Now, in this problem, we put a box. However, we could use an X, a Y, or any letter really. Okay? In algebra, we don't use a blank box. We use a letter. All right? So it would look more like this. Instead of a box, we could put an X. And then we would have X minus 2 equals 4. It is really that simple. The letter, in this case X, just means we don't know this yet, and is often called the unknown or the variable. And when we solve it, we would write X equals 6. Now, a lot of us are probably thinking, why do we use letters in math? Well, it's easier to write an X than to put a box for what's missing every time. And if we have a whole lot of empty boxes, we could use a different letter for each box, so it wouldn't be as confusing, okay? So algebra is really just like a puzzle, where we start with something like X minus 2 equals 4, and we want to end up with something like X equals 6. But instead of saying, obviously, X equals 6, we can use this neat step-by-step approach to figure it out. So anytime that we subtract, we know that the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we could flip this around and say 4 plus 2 equals X. So what that means is if you add 4 and 2, you would get the answer to X is 6. All right, so you have solved problems like this before. You just maybe didn't use letters to do it. That's the difference here. Okay, so let's check out another puzzle. X plus 5 equals 12. What we want is an answer where this X is. Okay? Now, in order to solve this, you could just think in your head, well, I know that 7 plus 5 is 12. But when you get bigger numbers, it's not going to be as easy just to know. Okay? So when you get into bigger numbers, Mrs. Glanville flipped ahead on accident. you would just switch it. So instead of doing x plus 5 equals 12, you could do 12 minus 5 equals x. And it's the same thing because we know that addition is the opposite of subtraction. So then we would have x equals 7. Now I'm going to add some more resources today for you to do to understand a little bit better how to work with letters in math. And then tomorrow during our meeting, we will take some word problems and create some equations using letters for what we don't know, the unknown. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.